One of the pathologies that we have in our political system in the United States right now is that both political parties have large groups of adherents who don't believe in the balancing act, who believe, in fact, that the other system is completely wrong, or the other point of view is completely wrong and must be eliminated from consideration.
Yes.
So there are
Yes.
extreme progressives, perhaps, I'm not sure what word to use because they're all loaded, in the Democratic Party who believe that about the Republican Party, and there are extreme conservatives in the Republican Party who believe that about the Democratic Party. And, democracy is based on the idea that or on the assumption, I don't know that our founding fathers ever said that, but this is Carmen's assessment, that democracy is based on the idea that you will rarely find the perfect objective solution. You will rarely get it presented to you on a platter. And so therefore, you have to probe and test with different policy options, retreat when they don't work, and then probe and test with the next one. And if you know anything about complexity theory, that's actually what is the recommended way to deal with complex situations. You can't decide on an approach and then implement it. No, you have to probe, test, small experiments, come back, rethink, do it again. And
Well, it's how all of science and technology development works,
exactly.
right?
And
Like you don't go, we
that's
have the
how
solution.
democracy is supposed to work.
Exactly.
But
So
but
so
but
so
we've
when we call
lost that seemingly.
but coming back to it, this is the grand experiment, right? America's the great experiment, which is we're going to put all these people who think differently together and literally try to get towards a point where we're actually including everybody.
Right.
And so we fail for a long time because we don't include slaves. We don't include Black people, brown people. We don't include women. We don't include gay people. Like we don't include trans people. Like we
Well, let
fail
me
all
just
the
add,
time.
okay, so in that category, particularly in the last 15, 20 years, we haven't included white rural America. I mean,
We
let's just
haven't included poor white rural
poor
America.
white rural Americans. Let's
We
just
haven't included people with
or
disabilities. We haven't
working
included
class Americans. Let's not
or
just
older people
or
who can't
oh, thank
fend for
God.
themselves. I mean,
You just can't have a litany of the exclusions from the perspective of the left. You have to
well,
think
but what
about
you
it
find out, well,
holistically.
exactly. Well, exactly. And what you find out when you realize who has been excluded. There was this great article in the New York Times recently, and I don't usually say that about the New York Times, but it was great in that it acknowledged something that we've known for 20 years. It was a few days ago saying that
Hmm?
it turns out that many white Americans don't feel that they have an economic future, who are, poor white Americans, especially in rural areas. Like we've known this. And then the New York Times says it, and it becomes this like, wow,
Oh, exactly.
now we understand. It's like because you thought that other people were stupid, you didn't
Yes,
listen, and
right,
then you didn't get the
right,
friggin' message. So,
right.
I mean, sorry, but
And
like,
when
we
you
can't behave in this. You can't behave in this way.
when you say the phrase stupid, that reminds me also that freedom of speech and democracy includes the freedom to be wrong and the freedom to be quote unquote stupid, but I'm going to say it in a positive way. Democracy, when it works best, uses all types of intelligence,
Thank you.
every kind of intelligence, the
Yes.
common sense intelligence, the emotional
Emotional intelligence,
intelligence, the intelligence of the 80-year-old grandmother. All of these things are
spiritual
incorporated.
intelligence.
Spiritual intelligence are
Yeah. And not just like I went to Harvard and
or
Georgetown and
or
Yale.
Yale, right?